Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. It's Sunday. We're out here going to talk about Jesus today because that's what we do. And I got one verse today in the book of Ephesians because that's the book we're going through. And we're in Ephesians chapter 2. And I got one verse and I love it. I'm excited about it. And I think we all need to hear it. So let's get into it. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "For we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works." Right? We're God's workmanship. Let's read it exactly as I'm just going. We are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God has prepared in advance for us to do. I left that part out because He prepared that in advance. I didn't mean to, but He prepared in advance for us to do good works based on His workmanship in us. If you think about it like that. See, so many times in this world, we can all be guilty of it, that we just don't think we're anything. We don't think we have anything to offer God because we're too imperfect, we're too not holy, we're too worldly, we're too many negative things that we don't see the things that God has woven into the fabric of our very being. You see, He wove it into the fabric of your very being, because in Psalms, David talked about, he said that you knew me before I was born, you knew me in my mother's womb, you knitted me together, he said, right? God prepared things for us to do in advance of us. So like before you were born, He knew how you would be designed and created, how your passions and desires, your skills that He was going to give you. He knew every single bit of that, and He prepared things for you to do before you were born. Good works, by the way, good works. Not bad things, good works. And so we all have these gifts and abilities and talents and things that God has given us that we could do and do really well, just naturally. These gifted skills, they're there to use for His glory. They're there to give us a purpose in life. Honestly, to give us a trade, to give us something to do, to earn a living for ourselves, but also to bring glory to Him and to help others, encourage others, and help them through the bad times, and help them, give them a skill maybe, or provide something for another individual to help them, but also to glorify God. See, all these things work in unison together. All these things that He has given you, all these gifts that He has given you, these passions, these desires, these abilities, all these things are meant to work in a circle to glorify Him, to benefit you, to help others. It all works together. See, that is that's part of the art of creation, by the way, is that it all works together in perfect unison to glorify God, to benefit you, to help others. And He designed it this way. And His amazing, immaculate, perfect love and grace and abilities, God designed every single bit of it this way. But we throw it away sometimes because we just don't think that we're good enough. Because I can do this well, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not a gift. It's not a skill. It's something I can do, but it's not special. Because it can't be special because I do it, right? Because I'm not special. I'm not gifted. I'm not important. See, we're all important to God. We're all important to what He's got going on because He created you for a purpose. Every single one of us has been created for a purpose. And God's purpose is important. You may not feel important. You may feel cast aside. You may feel like an outcast. You may feel, like you're just a doormat in life, that everybody's meant to run over you. But it's just simply not true. You've got something special inside of you that's been woven into the fabric of your being. It's part of your DNA. It's part of just you and who you are. And that's why God made it. And it's important. And it has a purpose. And it's there to glorify Him. There's an evangelist that I'll never forget. I probably heard this guy when I was, 8 or less. My dad would know. He might remember how old. I'll forget. But his name's David Ring. And maybe, I don't know. He's probably more of an 80s and early 90s guy, but he was born dead for 18 minutes and developed cerebral palsy. See, and now we all say, "Oh, it's an amazing story," And so, yeah, of course. But he turned into an evangelist who can't hardly talk. I'll be honest with you. I don't forget how it went exactly, but I'll never forget this line that he has that he could utter out was, "God don't make no junk." God don't make no junk. And I've never forgotten it, by the way. I was a little kid. I mean, we're well over 30 years ago. Okay, I'm 41 years old, so this is well over 30 years ago when I heard this, and I've never forgotten it. By the way, parents, I mean, I don't have kids, but parents, this is a good lesson. Just keep shoving the gospel in your kid's mind, because out of all the things I've heard, I remember some of it, not all of it, but what I do remember is super important and has impacted my life. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. A couple of nuggets out of the millions that get thrown in there can be impactful, and that's certainly one of them. Because God don't make no junk. No matter who you are, what you've done, how you've lived your life, where you think you're at right now, how much money you have, how little you have, what your situation is, you're not junk, and you never will be junk. You never have been junk, and God's got a purpose for you, so you better stink and start using it. Because it's there to produce a harvest for Him and for you, by the way. But you're never going to access it if you keep talking about how bad it is. You're never going to have God's glory revealed in your life if you just keep, kicking down and pressing down and talking junk about God's abilities He's given you, God's gifts that He's given you. They are gifts. Because there's nothing more enjoyable than when you use the ability and the passion that God has given you to do great things. The smallest thing in your mind, the smallest ability that you may have according to you, can be used for the greatest purpose in God's kingdom. And there's nothing more enjoyable and fulfilling than using these gifts God has given you. No matter what you think it is, find it. No matter how little you think it is, no matter how small it might seem on this earth, the smallest things on this earth are massive God kingdom changers. Right? They can change everything. To bring God into somebody's life. And if you just change one person's life, if God changes one person's life through the abilities He's given you, that's such an amazing deal. Right? Please understand that we all have a purpose, that we are God's workmanship. Don't throw it away. Don't cast it aside. Don't talk junk about it, because God don't make no junk. It's there to use for His glory. And you are there to use for His glory. You are. Every single one of you. No matter who you are, what you've done, how insignificant you feel, you're not. You're not, because God thought about you. Before you were born, He was thinking about you. Knitting you together in your mother's womb. Be encouraged by that. Use it for His glory. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Any comments or prayer reports, prayer requests, please leave them below. We'd love to hear from you. My name is Jason. This is Our Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.